afternoon, you are listening to talkSPORT. Myself, Adi Oladipo, Simon Jordan, former Liverpool midfielder Danny Murphy. We're also joined by the Catman Adam Cattrall and by the Juggernaut, Joe Joyce. Joe Joyce is with us now. Obviously, a big fight for Joe Joyce coming up on the 2nd of July. He takes on Christian Hamer. It's almost a fight where, look, Joe Joyce hasn't fought for a year, people. Last time he fought was against Carlos Takam. Joe, really appreciate you coming on. Thank you very, very much for speaking to us. It is Christian Hamer, but how disappointed are you that it's not Joseph Parker?
Well, I thought it was Christian Hammer, but
what was that? Hammer or Hamer?
Disappointed it's not Joseph Parker. Yeah, I was gunning for that fight, but hey, it still may happen. So just gonna get this fight out of the way, and then see if we can make this fight with Joseph Parker possibly. I
did say, and look, a lot of people obviously criticise that it is Christian. I'm going to say what you said, Hammer, because you're the big heavyweight here. But I said as a Hammer time indeed. As a 2-3 week replacement, not that many better replacements. You know he's tough, he's rugged, he's been over here before, he's experienced. So although you are looking, in a sense, past him for the big fights, you've got to be careful.
Yeah, right, yeah. It's heavyweight boxing, so it only takes one punch. So I have to be switched on and go in careful and do my work, and the stuff I've been working on with Salas in Las Vegas, and a whole training camp was geared around fighting Joseph Parker. But last minute changes can I can adjust within 20 seconds of getting in the ring. I can work my opponent out, because especially coming through the amateurs, you don't really know who you're fighting until you get in the ring with them. So you don't know if they're orthodox southpaw, so you have to be able to adjust, and that's what I've had to do.
Final one for me before we bring the gents in. When you did that face-off with Joseph Parker at Wembley, everyone's screaming, 90,000 people, everyone getting excited, and so many videos about it. Did you think the fight was done and dusted, like signed, and it's Joseph Parker next? Did you understand that there was still things to be done?
Well, I knew it was 90% there, and we both agreed, and I assumed the contracts were signed, but perhaps they were not.
Obviously not now.
I mean, Joe, I saw you at the Tyson Fury Dillian White fight with Adam, and we talked about Joseph Parker and the opportunity that presented. And now we've got this little bit of controversy. This might be a slightly unfair question, but I'm going to ask you anyway, because you are captain of your own ship to some extent. Obviously, Ben's come out of left field and talked about making this fight with Joseph Parker and potentially putting it on Sky. In your mind's eye, is there any reason why there's a difficulty, why Frank's getting all upset about the offer that Ben's put forward? Do you have a particular vantage point on making this fight and not being overly concerned about where it's broadcast as long as the fight happens?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Frank Warren has got a deal with BT Sport, so that it's in their interest to put on BT Sport, and BT will want me to fight on BT Sport. So Joyce signing with the opposite, the rival broadcasters, causing a problem when he was a free agent in the first place, and could have went back to Frank Warren and BT, and maybe negotiated, and perhaps it might go to purse bids. But I'm looking to fight Joseph Parker. I think it's a great fight, and people want to see it, so let's make it.
Joe, do you think he wants to fight you?
I think he wants to fight me, but I think he needed a bit. I don't know. I think he wants to fight me, but then he goes and does that. Whereas if that's from him or from his management, Ben Shalom, it remains to be seen.
Joe, is it some ways being a year out? I know I say easier fight. I mean, is there such a thing in heavyweight? But Joseph Parker more talent in the fight you're going to have. Being a year out and going into a fight of that caliber, was that not a risk in it? Could it actually be a blessing in disguise? Having a
I agree. It could be a blessing in disguise, because it gives me a chance to test out my arm, and I haven't been fighting for a whole year, so it's good to get back out there and get some momentum and going into such a big fight.
How do you survey the landscape, Joe? You see the challenges that Adam spoke about. You didn't hear Adam because we were obviously on air before you joined us, talking about the fights that are coming up and potential rematches that might be made, and people sitting on the sidelines for a year. You see Daniel Dubois winning the other day, and a lot of currency being made about his fight and where he's going next. I mean, you're at a certain stage and a certain age where you're nowhere near in jeopardy, but there is a timeline for you to get to where you want to get to. I mean, how quickly do you think you're going to get in a position where you can start having fights that give you an opportunity to have a tilt at a world title?
Well, I'm in a good place now. I'm not one. I keep on saying over and over again, I'm ranked 1 in the WBOs and 2 in WBC. So I'm at the top now. I can just sit back and wait until I get my shot. Wait, but I want to stay active, getting some good fights, and continuing to improve and put on a good performance and display for the fans.
And look, you're in a good position to do that because look, you're a good fighter, and as much as people, will always talk about your age and a spring chicken, if you don't mind me saying, Joe, there's not a lot of miles on the clock. You've only had 13 pro fights, so there's not that many miles on the clock. Surely, though, you're in the sport for belts, but you're in it for money. It's a dangerous sport. You must hear the 1.2 million offer from Ben Shalom, and surely you're kicking down Frank's door saying, let's make this fight. 1.2 million, it's big money.
Yeah, no, it's life-changing money. And you haven't heard the offer from Frank Warren and
what is it? Tell us. What is it, Joe?
He didn't give them a chance. So,
what is it, Joe? What's the offer?
You can speculate all you want, but I mean, this is a big fight, so it's close. It's that kind of number anyway. So we just need to sit down, put our heads together, and make the fight.
Can we pick your brains,
Joe? Really
Joe?
mind fighting on Sky, but I'm a BT Sports fighter with Frank Warren, so let's just see what happens, and hopefully the best. Best of both parties is worked
We'll find
out.
a solution. But can we just pick your brains, Joe, on Oleksander Usyk and this AJ fight coming up? And it's not. We know that we never want to comment too much on it, but you've been in with Usyk. We're speculating on how Usyk takes big shots. What's your view on that?
Usyk takes big shots. He doesn't get hit
because we're looking at it going. But someone's got. If Joshua's going to win this fight, he's going to have to hit him and knock him out. And we're speculating about how well he takes big shots. You've been in with him.
Well, yeah, he took. I mean, it's hard to lay a glove on him first of all because he's moving his feet, he's moving his head, and he's very calculated with his moves and when he's going to engage and not engage and gets the counters off and stuff. So it's hard to nail him down, but he has been hit before and he does seem to take it well. So it's let's see what. But yeah, first of all, you just have to hit him because I mean he in with Gassiev, and I know Gassiev back in the cruiserweights, he got phenomenal power, but he couldn't lay a glove on him. So it's it's up to,
that's the challenge.
That's the challenge.
That's the challenge. That's the first challenge, and then to keep to actually knock him over.
So I take it you think Usyk's going to beat him then?
I think Joshua's got a puncher's chance, and he's got a big punch. So let's see what he's been working on, and see if he can nail him down.
Let's see what you can do. Good luck again, Christian Hammer, Joe Joyce there speaking to us. The boxing continues with this.
Big Fight preview on talkSPORT with William Hill's top price guarantee. We'll either match or better selected competitors' prices on round betting. Terms and conditions apply. Enhanced prices and lay bets not included. 18 plus. Be gamble aware.
All right, this Saturday, Sam Egerton will challenge for the IBO Super Welterweight Championship against the undefeated, I'm going to try and pronounce this, Premysław Zisk. Let's look ahead to the fight in partnership with William Hill. Adam Cattrall, I know you're laughing there. Pronounce it for me, Catman. Go on, let's see what you can do.
No, you nailed it.
I don't think I did. I think the only thing I got right was the Zisk bit. Apart from that, I'm not quite sure. Look, big opportunity for Sam Egerton. He's always in exciting fights, 154-pound division. Over here in the UK is tough, let alone in the world. So it's a fringe belt, but it's a belt that opens doors for him if he wins.
He's had a mad ride, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about a kid that used to be a forklift truck driver that turned to boxing just to be a journeyman, to earn a few quid to pay his family through life. And then all of a sudden he gets a bit good, signed to a decent promoter, and he goes on this mad ride. Okay, it fell off a little bit and he went down... he obviously lost his promotional deal and he's gone down a different path. But over the last 2 years, especially during COVID, he's done really well as Sam to get back to any type of level. You're right to point out, listen, it's one of those fringe belts. It's worth whatever it is. But Sam Egerton, if you get a bit of real estate in this division, then who knows? You could start to maybe call for something else, because he does sell tickets in his local town, and he's a bit of a fan's favourite because he always brings it. He always brings the fun.
Was phenomenal, wasn't it?
Oh, mate, he always brings it. He's always a great watch. He's never in a dull fight. He knows exactly who he is. He comes forward, he throws leather, and he takes about 10 to land 8. So that's the type of kid that we're expecting to see on Saturday night.